AITA for separating a child from its mother. My friend was getting married a few days ago, and I don't want to share the details because they're pretty easily identifiable. But in summary, there were quite a few delays, and because of their choice of venues, nobody had to spend less than 2 hours driving on the day of. We were told that the reception dinner was at 5 and it didn't get served until 7. The reception was in their own barn, which had a dirt floor, and due to the weather, every gust of wind sent lots of dirt airborne from outside the barn into it, and people moving around was kicking up a lot inside the barn too. There wasn't any windows or anything, so no airflow to dissipate the dirt in the air once it got in the barn, either. I was having a pretty bad icky eye reaction to the clouds of dusty dirt. Couldn't ick my eyes because my hands were covered in dirt from the environment. So we, the group I carpooled with, were hanging out in that environment for 2 hours with no food. Some guests were drinking beer and changing out of their wedding clothes, which we didn't get informed would be an option. So our group is girls in dresses and men in suits in this environment. Didn't know other guests and just sat among ourselves. One member of our group started having a minor allergic reaction to the hay decor in the barn after only 10 minutes actually inside the barn. So when the bridal party was getting their turn at the buffet, we quietly slipped out and left instead of sticking around for the reception. I texted the bride the next morning that so-and-so was having an allergic reaction to the hay and I was having a bad reaction to the dirt dust, so we had to leave, and I'm sorry and sad we didn't say anything. It was just that she was busy. And I'm so sad to have missed the reception, and I got left on read with no response, which made me feel pretty shitty, and I started wondering if maybe we were being assholes. Story 2. AITA for going to my friend's wedding even though her mom and dad, who is the father of my child, will be there. When I was 19, I met a guy in his 42nd at university. He told me he was married and had 3 kids, but his wife was dead, so he wanted to keep us secret until the kids were ready to hear about us. When we'd been together for 18 months, I found out I was pregnant. He freaked out and admitted his wife was not actually dead. Needless to say, we broke up. Then began a custody battle. And when I say battle, I mean battle, as his wife said he could only keep the kid if they got full custody. And I got nothing because she didn't want to deal with me for 18 years. After a lot of bullshit from the wife, they only got visitation every 2 weeks. Because of her all-or-nothing mentality, on finding out that her actions had resulted in visitation only, they decided to not be involved at all beyond child support. During the custody case, I met his other kids. His sons both hated me, but his daughter, Kate, who was 6 months younger than me, felt that her dad was the only one who should get in trouble here. Kate wanted a relationship with her youngest brother, who was still an infant and who I now had full custody of. I agreed to letting her see her brother, and we actually became pretty good friends, as we were a similar age, with similar interests, and she spent a lot of time with the baby. A few years ago, I introduced Kate to a friend of mine, and now they're getting married. My son and I are still a touchy subject with Kate's parents, and Kate says her mom regularly complains about the child support. However, Kate wants her little brother at her wedding, and she and the groom both want me there. The wedding isn't until next summer, and the invites haven't even gone out yet, but she sorted out her guest list, and me and my son, who is now 6, are both on it. I've already said we'll be there. Kate's parents have seen the guest list. Her mother has messaged me asking me to not attend. I've refused, and she called me unreasonable and said I fucked up her family 6 years ago. She doesn't want any drama or bullshit. For example, my son recognizing her husband as his father, which he will be able to do as he's seen pictures and knows that Kate is his half-sister, or the affair being made known to their wider family. She also doesn't like my friendship with Kate, and has said that she doesn't want to see my face at Kate's wedding as I've humiliated her enough. My POV is that Kate has asked me to be there. I'm friends with Kate and her soon-to-be husband, and my son is already excited to go, plus it's not like I'm going to take the microphone and go attention. My 6-year-old is the bastard child of the bride's father. Cheers to the bride and groom. Plus, I don't have a problem with them being there, despite the stunts the wife pulled when we were sorting custody, so if they're the ones putting their foot down, I feel they should be the ones to not go. I talked to my roommate about it, and the roommate said that while she's a bitch, I did fuck her husband, and I'd be bringing his child to the wedding. AITA for still wanting to go despite Kate's mother telling me not to. That, AITA.